South Dakota state lawmakers gathered for the State of the Tribes address in Pierre. Lester Thompson Jr., chairman of the Crow Creek Sioux Tribe, delivered the address, focusing on collaboration efforts between the state and tribes. Chairman Thompson then thanked state leaders for coming to the aid of tribal members when a young girl went missing earlier this year.
The state has stepped in and helped, and I'll use a prime example. Less than a year ago, Cheyenne River had going through natural disasters of flooding, just like everybody else. They had a loss of a young woman in the Cherry Creek area. And as they gathered and went to search for this young woman, they had their tribal officers, volunteers, and out of nowhere, here come the Game Fish and Park of South Dakota and a state trooper to assist. No MOU in place, just being humans and putting forth a humanity effort to retrieve this young one. That's a positive.
Chairman Thompson stressed that when the state and tribes work together, it's good, but when there is a lack of communication, it creates obstacles, specifically bringing up the governor's plan to reintroduce legislation to stop riot boosting in South Dakota.
When the state and tribes work together, increased safety and prosperity follow. However, when relationships collapse, miscommunication, distrust, and dishonesty lead to failures in government action. It is miscommunication or a complete lack of communication that has been the largest single obstacle in furthering our relationships. Legislation submitted and adopted without an opportunity for tribal engagement last session in Senate Bills 189 and 190, the Riot Boosting and Peace Fund legislation, only leads to further distrust and disrespect for all the citizens of South Dakota. Now, there are steps that have been taken to repair that part of a bridge, and I commend the governor for taking a step forth last Friday, meeting with the tribes and briefly discussing some of that area. Though we can disagree on policy objectives and attempts to prevent our citizens' voice from being heard, we will continue to oppose if those voices are continuously pushed to be stamped out.
All 9 tribes were represented during the State of Tribes address. Attendees were invited for an ongoing conversation at the Great Sioux Nation Tribal Address hosted later in the day. For more information on both addresses, visit us at sd.net. For South Dakota Public Broadcasting, I'm Stephanie Rissler in Pierre.